Hey, how you guys doing? This is Steve Hodge. This is episode 3 of Building. Thanks for taking the time and sharing with us. Trying to take some time to shine a light on some phenomenal people doing incredible things. And, here we are doing COVID-19 and things are what they are. So it's really a time to sit back and reflect. Take a moment and just enjoy some of the things and shine the light, like I said, and give roses and flowers to the people who are killing it. So today, as I always start with, behind me, 1983 King brand Jean-Michel Basquiat. I love it. I keep it behind me. It makes me feel comfortable. So with no further ado, here we are with Kristin Smith of CBS L.A., as well as the CEO of the hosting company, which she'll talk about. You guys have no idea how amazing that is. Right now, Kristin, you have no idea because I do my homework. Probably know a little bit more about you I'm supposed to know at the moment. But I'm glad you're here. Your time is valuable. Guys, she's a mover and a shaker. So let's just do I always do a quick story to start off. So here I am in Burbank, and we're running our instructional league with Breakthrough Sports. And I keep seeing this mom show up every week. Every week she shows up, she asks questions. And usually when people ask questions, they aren't really competent. They just want to make sure that their kids are well taken care of, protected. But she knew a little bit more about the game than she was supposed to know. And I'm like, she either is married to a hooper or she's hooped at some level. So we got to know each other. She came out and took the time and shine a little bit of light on Breakthrough Sports and what we do. And now I'm so grateful to have her on the other side. Kristin Smith, yay.
Thank you for having me. This is so awesome. Congratulations to yourself. This is an amazing platform, and I'm so grateful to be here.
Thank you. So let's jump into it. I won't hold you very long. But I say ex-hooper, I said CBS L.A. host, I said mom, I said those things. But I really, really want to stop at that mom part. For you, I can't even imagine, because I live in a house with a mom who's also a career, and she's also a frontliner as a teacher, as an educator. So right now I'm watching her start her day at about 9 and finish somewhere around 5-ish with a 2-year-old and a 10-year-old and a 40-year-old. She's got all of us in the house, and we all
Happy birthday, by the way.
Thank you. No. What are you talking about? It's COVID-19. I'm not celebrating until next year. I'm still 39.
Okay. Oh, okay. If that's how it works, then next month I'm going to use that because I've got one coming up next month.
Okay. When is yours?
June 25th.
Oh man, he's trying to steal your summer. They're trying to steal your summer.
They're trying, but they're not going to succeed. I'm gonna keep it myself. I'm gonna celebrate for sure. But yes, you want to stop at the mom hat because as women we wear many, many hats. And sometimes I feel like I'm juggling mine. But the mom one just stays on. It is crazy, especially in a COVID-19 in this crazy time period we are, just like your wife. It's like when we're doing everything, the momming doesn't stop. And so, it gets a little crazy.
You launched a new company in the middle of COVID-19. Tell me about that.
Okay, so I accidentally launched a new company. So this is the craziest story. So what happened was I've been on TV as a professional, news anchor or host since I've been an adult for a long, long time. Now, I've been media coaching, like taking on proteges and just coaching them, teaching them everything I know for about 12 years. So, but I've never advertised ever. It's always been just word of mouth. So when COVID-19 happened, I was like, oh my gosh, I guess I better just put this thing online just because my clients, I could no longer meet with the clients that I had. And so I just put it online thinking it's just going to be some little thing. And the floodgates just opened and literally I have a full roster. I mean, I still have actually a little bit of room, but a media coaching company was born and now I am coaching people all around the country in this thing called media, hosting, anchoring news. Yeah, it's been fun.
Incredible. And you know what? But not really, seeing that who you are, mover and a shaker, all you did was innovate and the floodgates open, as you said. And guess what? You're still working, of course, but would you have had this time to do this had we not had COVID-19?
The thing is, I don't, those of us who have kids, things have not slowed down. They've only gotten crazier. And you know this because we're trying to do everything and more, everything that we were doing, but moving it all online. And you know, but you're now doing it with kids in the picture and the babysitters can't come over because of COVID-19. So it's not that I have extra time. I think I was just we get in a situation where we've got to do what we've got to do. And the clients that I did have, I had to move it online. So I guess it was God's way of entrapment and
right.
leading me to do this.
Push, go do it.
It was the push I needed. It was the push I needed. And I'm very grateful. Obviously, this is a very serious time, you know, a lot of people are going through a lot, and it's been an adjustment on our end as well. Yeah. Like homeschooling is an adjustment and all of that, but you've got to make lemonade out of lemons.
There you go. I'm like a quick curveball, Mom.
Yeah.
Listen, what's the crazy? Well, we can't get to that yet.
Okay.
I'll get to your husband later. I'll get to his antics later. But what's the craziest thing you've had happen with the kids since you've been on lockdown? What's the silliest, craziest moment that you'll never forget?
There are so many, and I forget so many because so many happen constantly. I feel like, I mean, even today, for example, I mean, my husband and I are both content creators in different ways. And so our house, and we barely get internet back. So our house is literally like, we're constantly running from, okay, you have an IG live. Okay, you have a client. Okay, you have a sales call. Okay, you have a video. Okay, you have the news crew coming over. Okay, so and all the same time, I'm like, wait, so my son has the Zoom call with his teacher at this time. And so I'm a structure girl. I like structure. I like a plan. I like consistency, but I have had none of that during this time. So we've literally just been musical chairing it. And a lot of times I have my daughter in a princess costume on one hand, and then Kingston, my son, it has some catastrophe that only I can help with for some strange reason. And at the same time, you know, when you have the call of like a client and I have it on mute, and she or he's talking, but I have it on mute so they can't hear the craziness that is going on. Meanwhile, I'm only like dressed from like, I have like business on the top and like party on the bottom with like sweats on. Even now, I've got some nice sweats on.
Right. Tuxedo t-shirts for everyone, all the way around. But you know what though? I think that adds a level of authenticity. It's organic because the truth is that we're all home. I'm waiting for Kingston to come do a backflip at any moment. I have no idea. I have no idea why my son is so quiet right now. I'm scared. Like, why is he so quiet? What's the deal? Did my wife?
My husband. I was like, I'm about to do this interview. Please do not have the kids interrupt. Just take them. So we'll see what happens.
I get it. I totally get it. So, you know, listen, Josiah pulled a fast one a couple of weeks ago. And every time I watch it, I say to myself, listen, this dude must have the coin in the bank to be able to pull a stunt like this, not knowing how her superiors are going to see this, appreciate it. I don't watch him anymore when I watch your face.
No.
You know, all jokes aside, with TikTok, you know, it doesn't matter who you are. By watching it, you know somewhere around 3 seconds in, you're like, dude, I'm live. And I'm like, oh, she's really live. Like, this is happening. And I'm like, this dude is out of control. What was the conversation the moment you said cut?
You have got us figured out. And you really do. Because my husband remember when I said I'm like a structure person? He's the opposite. He's spontaneous, fly by the seat of his pants, like TikTok. He's on TikTok. He got like TikTok famous. I do not enjoy TikTok.
Yeah, I see the post. It's not really your style.
No, it's just, I don't know. It's too much.
I don't like it either. I think it's for comedians. I think it's perfect for that kind of content.
He's amazing, and has a huge following, and he's so innovative, and that is his lane, and he's so creative, and I'm so proud of him. But me being his wife, I inevitably get roped into these TikTok videos. And if you're looking at my face, I'm just like,
Dude.
I'm not gonna do this. I'm not gonna do this video. Like it's very authentic. So that particular day though, and I'm gonna give your viewers an exclusive, like spoiler type of I'm gonna give you the real scoop. So what really happened that day is that I was actually practicing. I was about to go live in 2 minutes. And so I was practicing what I was gonna do. And so I was going over my scripts and whatever. Then I see him coming through, and in my peripheral vision, I'm thinking, he's shooting a TikTok video. I know for a fact. And so when he crashed my sportscast, it was actually 2 minutes before live TV. And I just played along, and I just played along because I know him and I love him. And as soon as the bit was over, then I really went live. So
wow. So once again, in this moment, just when we think we've outsmarted the woman, we've been outsmarted. Well done, Josiah. Well done. Way to get outsmarted when she wasn't even trying to get you, bro. She got you.
I know. That video has had so much success, like more than 20 million views. I think publications from all over the world have interviewed my husband. It's been really awesome. The aftermath. So
organic. It's organic. You can't fight that.
Yeah.
You can't fight that. Well, listen, it's very rare. It's stupid. It's silly. It's insane. It's almost chaotic, but it's very rare that women of your stature or women who are on television who are trying to establish themselves will even acknowledge their husband or even call them awesome or anything or all the things you just called him. I got to go backwards and, you're doing a lot of things. You're a mom. You guys are, have phenomenal, just, chemistry. I can see it when I met you guys. Where in the world did you guys come to meet?
We met at church.
Amen. Amen. Yeah, so Josiah is bagging women at church. Excuse me, pardon me, sister. I couldn't help but notice. Yes, amen, sister. Before you hand your ties in, just wondering if I could take you outside before the pastor gets up. I'm joking.
No, it's so crazy. Well, first of all, thank you so much. You're right. It is rare, I think, to really value your significant other publicly in this industry. I think the image a lot of time comes before the reality, and for me, I'm trying to. My image is what it is. I'm trying to live life and be happy. So, and my husband is a huge part of that. He holds us down. He leads our family, and I love him so much. But much like, by the way, you've got an amazing little thing going on as well. Your wife is amazing. I've had the pleasure of meeting her.
Yeah.
Your two kids are seriously phenomenal. So let me just throw that out there. So you're doing something right.
Like I said, I'll trade you the boy. You bring Kingston over here, that athlete that you have. Just so you guys know, we're trying to keep the kids out of it. But her son is a phenomenal athlete. He doesn't even know yet. But you guys only see Kristin's face.
Yeah.
Kristin is an ex-hooper.
Thank you.
Dad is also an athlete as well. Yeah. So
a little bit. We're a basketball family. We try to start him young. That's why when we found Breakthrough Sports, we're like, yes, go. And this, we're totally down. We're Breakthrough for life. But I do. Okay, so I know I talk too much. I know.
No.
We met at church. When was that? 2000. I don't know. Few years ago. 7 years ago. 8 years ago. We've married 7 years. So yeah. So I was 30 and I was single in 30. And I remember thinking like, I'm still single and I'm 30. What the heck?
Oh.
I wanted to, and I don't know if this is an overshare. I'm such an open book. So I really it was important to me to stay completely pure until marriage. Yeah. And a lot of guys.
What?
Yeah, and a lot of guys aren't down with that. So
hey, shout out to you. That is unheard of nowadays. So like, shout out to you.
Yeah, I mean, I just figured if I'm gonna trust God with everything else, I've got to trust Him with that too. And
Yeah.
so I just, I was married to God, and I knew that He would provide the right guy when it was time. And I met Josiah at a leadership conference. We just shook hands, and then I was like, "Where'd that tall guy go?" That was it. And 6 months later, we met at an open mic night, and yeah, we just became friends. And literally, after about 5 months as friends, just one phone conversation was just different, and I was like, I think I'm
Yep.
falling for this guy. Like,
Yep.
I think I love him. And then the next day I'm like writing Kristin Smith. Like, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna marry him. That's it. He's
Which is
the one.
funny that you say that, because it's very rare. The same things that you speak of are the same things that girls who are 13 and 14 do, and you were still able to get that in out of respect in your relationship with your creator, and you still were able to sit and write Kristin Smith and still be in love and still get the butterflies in your stomach and still have a beautiful life, family, healthy. That is awesome.
Yeah.
That's
Thank
awesome.
you. Thank you.
Awesome. Awesome.
Uh,
Yeah. So you guys, so that's really, really cool. And listen, like I was saying, you can see people from a distance. You can see their aura. You can see that it's a good thing. You can see when it's fake too. I see a lot of families, as you know. You can tell when things ain't okay, when things are not okay on the home front, because it travels. Like defense, it travels well. It travels well. So when I see you guys, it makes me feel good. You're glowing. The kids love you guys. You're loving on them. You're showing them respect. So shout out to you on that front.
Thank you.
CBS L.A.
Yes.
Right? How? When? Where?
Yeah, it's really crazy. I've really become a chameleon in this industry. And I started in news. I did morning show. I was like waking people up 4 a.m. for a decade. And then from news, I went to lifestyle and did mommy expert stuff on the Hallmark Channel. And then I, went back to Fox and did a news magazine show. And then just my agent calls me one day and it's like, CBS wants to know if you'd ever do sports. And I was like, tell them yes. Because I was played, I got, not to like brag or anything.
No, tell the truth. Tell the truth. Let people know what it is.
I wasn't pro or anything, but I remember my dad told me, he's like, when I was, I think in 5th grade, he said, listen, you need to get a basketball scholarship to college because we're a basketball family and there's 4 of you and I'm not paying for your college. And I said, okay. And so we practiced a lot and I got offered a few scholarships, but I did, and I'm very proud of that. And I ended up, actually I want to stay close to home, so I ended up, kind of a long story, but I ended up at Cal State Northridge and I played basketball. And I don't even remember what I was talking about, but I ended up playing basketball at Cal State Northridge.
Okay. And then that led you how to CBS?
That's what I was talking about. And so when I was approached about sports, I was like, absolutely, because sports is part of who you are. If you grow up playing sports, it's in you. It's part of your blood. And so the second I got the chance to just return to that, I was like, sign me up. And then, oh my gosh, I've had so much fun. I have cried on the job because sports is so inspiring and it unites us. And so I have just got to do so many amazing stories in such a short time, just on, and so I'm blessed and I love it, love it, love it.
Yeah. That's so amazing, man.
Came out of nowhere.
I got a question for you.
Hmm?
COVID-19 hit, and when we did our story, it was really, really early, and no one knew anything. And here we are 2 months later, and no one knows anything. I believe wholeheartedly, I've got a pretty strong relationship with my creator as well. I've got this idea that, the world is shifting, not from just an economy and commerce, idea, but also education, family. I believe this is a shift. And for some reason, I really believe that people are standing on the edge of the cliff or standing on a line, if you will, and they're seeing what pre-COVID was, and they're hoping just to get past what this is and on to quote unquote normal. Yeah. Something tells me that this is a shift, that although we may not stay in this particular COVID-19 moment, I do believe that things are going to change. I believe that companies are now looking at their books differently. I believe that people are looking at how they treat their family differently. I
Totally.
think people are definitely considering different and alternative ways to be innovative.
Hmm.
And I believe that this is going to raise a new group of leaders, a new group of Warren Buffetts, a new group of Oprahs. And I say that to say I'm watching you. And it's so cool to see what you're doing, to see how you're innovating, to see how you're inspiring. The question in this is, outside of being home with our kids and our spouses and still having to work, how the heck are you doing it? What does your day look like?
Man, that's a good question. I'm just doing it. I,
It's falling
I'm,
into place.
I'm not gonna lie to you. It is not easy. Like I, I sometimes feel like I'm a one-woman circus, and I ask myself, even today, I was like, "What am I doing? Like, can I really juggle all this?" And then I'm like, "Okay, let's plug everything in the calendar and just do the next thing."
Man,
And you know,
man.
I think I'm just doing my best. And as women and as moms, the hardest part is to give yourself the permission that your best is good enough.
Mm,
And for me, because I want to be excellent at the HostingCo and I want to just work all the time, but I can't. I have two kids who need me to be invested and need me to be present. I have a husband that I need to help take care of and make sure he feels loved and respected and supported. And then, you know, I have clients that I pour my heart into and raise them up to pursue their industry dreams. And then
yeah.
I have CBS. I'm broadcasting sports for people at home who care. So there's so much. And I literally just schedule everything I can.
Yep.
I say no a lot because people, you cannot be all things to all people. You are not God. You are just one person. And so I have to have boundaries. People email me asking me for X, Y, and Z constantly, and I have to say no to some people. Not because it's not a great thing, but I'm only one person. So
Right.
I would say I give myself lots of grace. My best, I constantly remind myself that my best is good enough.
Yeah.
And I try to set healthy boundaries. And sometimes you've got to say no to good things to make this ship stay afloat.
I totally understand. I totally
Yeah,
understand. Super shout out to the women and the ladies out there who are doing this from home.
seriously. And
Helping.
men.
Yes, yes, but this ain't about us because my
Funny.
son, look at me. My son chooses my wife. That's my boy. I love him. I have a daddy's girl, but there's certain things, as you said with Kingston, there's certain things I just can't do for him. And she could be dead smack in the middle of a really important IEP meeting. And
Yeah.
he'll just come running, mommy, mommy, mommy. And I'm just like, listen, and I see she went from hitting the mute button to just embracing it. And I'm like, honey, don't run from it. Because there are people at home who have kids too, whose
Yeah.
kids are screaming and
I understand.
this is a very interesting time to me. This is
It
very,
is.
very interesting. And I want to make sure I capture the moment.
It
And
is.
in that same vein, I keep talking about innovation. You
Yeah.
took the HostingCo, virtual.
Yeah.
And are you now able to be there for more people? Are you able to provide services for more?
Yeah, absolutely. And I would have never done this in a million years if COVID-19 wouldn't have happened. But out of necessity, I did. And as a result, I literally am coaching people all around the country. And so it's been a blessing. And you just don't, I've realized how many people want mentorship because the hosting call, it's about coaching and media and you tell me what your goals are and I'll make a plan and help you execute that plan to get there. But it's also about mentorship. And this going online has helped me realize how desperately people are just seeking mentorship, seeking direction and guidance and someone to call. And the value in that, it's just opened my eyes. Like, this is so valuable. I mean, those of us who have the passion for something like you, what
Yes.
you're doing with Breakthrough Sports, I mean, it's like it's such a way to give back. And I think I've been fighting the internet for so long. Like, I want to live life, not post about it all the time. Like, I'm a very old school type of person. I've really fought back against social media. But this has helped me see what a gift it is and what we can do utilizing the internet. It really has been, man,
It's a
The
game.
innovation wave, I'm just trying to ride it.
It's a game changer. And like I
It
said,
is.
I'm 40, which means I'm an 80s baby. So we've seen it all. We've seen the innovation. We've seen the dial up. And I fought it as well. Why are people?
Yeah,
But I think what I fought was the idea of people just posting pictures of their faces all day long, which is
yeah.
not really the truth. And
No,
once you recognize the vehicle that it is, when you have real content, you're a real person, and you have something to provide. There's people out there that are looking, are like you said, for mentorship, for looking for
totally.
someone. Because what you see, you know this. If you have a sharp algorithm, and depending on what you're following, I'm sure you're following a lot of the same as well. You get a lot of positive messages. There's some funny stuff in there. There's some good looking stuff. There's some cool stuff. But you get a lot of people who are now in this positive world. Is this new algorithm, hashtag motivation, hashtag positivity. And you get these memes and you get these quotes. And if you're ingesting these things and you're trying to win and you're trying to change your life and you're trying to move forward, it can be a lot to take in when you're saying, oh my goodness, yes, I want to do this, but how?
I know.
What you're doing is so amazing. I tell my wife all the time, there was a moment when I was getting my quote unquote PhD in basketball. When we first moved
Yeah,
8 years ago, trying to, acclimate to being a non-basketball player. I wasn't traveling and lifting and running and calling my agent, trying to get a job in whatever random country is going to give me a couple of bucks to come and call myself a basketball player. So
uh-huh.
when I got to LA, we're living in North Hollywood, and it was, wow, like it was a culture shock. And after you get over the fact that you can go to the mountains and you can go to the beach and you can surf and ski and all that stuff in the same day, I was like, how am I going to do this?
Yeah,
So for me, it was Les Brown. Les Brown was my guy.
yeah.
Motivation.
I love Les
He
Brown.
would get
Yeah,
me ready. He would get me ready. And after about a year of Les Brown, I was like, okay, outside of my Bishop Jakes and the other people that I'm,
yeah.
allow to sow into me, as well as my pastor. Shout out to Pastor Torrey Roberts, One Church L.A. But it's just interesting how after a while, I was like, I don't want to be motivated. Somebody tell me how. How do I do this? I can speak. I know the game. Does that mean I coach? Does that mean I referee? Do I run
Yeah.
camps? Do I run clinics? Is it
There's so
overhead?
many ideas. Yeah.
No, because you're getting so much stuff. So, just the idea of what you're doing, just know, I'm speaking this into you now, to you, you know this already, but I imagine that within a year, this thing is going to be so massive, you're probably going to have to start making some decisions.
I hope so because I do have that vision. I hope you're right. I have a huge vision with a really solid team. But right now I'm starting very small, and I think it's important. Whenever you start anything, it sometimes starts messy, and structure is built, and it comes and it comes and it comes. And so I've got a nice little structure building, but the end game in a year, I do see it being so big. And because right now I have to cap my number of clients that I can take. I only work with a certain number of clients because I want to fully invest in them. I don't want to shortchange anybody just so I can make some extra bucks. No, but ultimately I'm going to have a team of really solid people who I hand pick in terms of different coaches so we can take on hundreds of clients. And so I'm excited to where it's going. I love where it is. I really do. I think we're doing something really, really special. I love where it is, but I'm really excited for where it's going. And I can devote even more time to it. So, but I thank you so much. And I love what you said, like Les Brown and how you stay motivated. It's so important to stay motivated. And, I too am part of a ministry here in LA called the AMS. Shout out to the AMS ministry, whoop, whoop, arts, media, and sports. It's just, it's so important to keep a good inner circle around you so that you stay motivated. And I think for me, because some days I wake up and I'm like, I'm taking on too much. I'm crazy. What was I thinking? Because I'm not like an entrepreneurial person. Like I'm not.
Wow.
I'm not. That is not never been my desire. That's what I'm saying. Accidentally started a business.
You carry it well.
Thank you. And I'm doing it, but not because it comes natural to me. I'm doing it because you just figure it out and you do your best. And every step I'm figuring it out. The trick is you just don't quit. You just keep going, keep positive people around you, stay inspired, stay motivated, and give back. Like you can't just only focus on what you're doing. Like you have to give to others as well. And everything just it will unfold as it's supposed
Very,
to.
very cool. And you know what's cool? Speaking of the mom tip and being a parent while you're doing
Yeah.
all of this and creating all of this magnificent, content and helping someone.
Nice.
The cool thing, as I always tell my wife, is that your kids get to watch you do it. And there's no greater education tool in the world other than watching someone do it and not just succeed, the fails. You know,
Yeah.
What did mom do wrong? Because we don't know where these kids are going to go with it. We just provide a platform and we rah, 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 we root for them. And then when they fail, and we pick them up, we, brush them off. And when they succeed, we cheer. But getting to watch mom and dad is a really cool thing. And I'm really just, excited for what's going on with you. And not just that, what's happening with your husband as well. Because this is supposed to happen. And I think this COVID-19 moment, more than anything, is providing a platform. And I feel like the meat is being trimmed. The fat is being trimmed off. And I think in the last 5 to 10 years, with social media taking off the way it is, it's a lot of people, no hate, but there's a lot of entities, a lot of energies out there that are just taking and occupying space, when there's people out there really trying to hold on to stuff that can help them. So this is a good time because people who can't get it done without the fluff, they can't get it done. They can't innovate. So they're just like, I don't have the beach. I don't have the trees. I don't have Costa Rica and the Bahamas to put behind me and say, Bahamas. Now they have to really come up with quality content, things that can help people, things that people are drawn and driven, drawn to. And I'm just, I think this is a good time, and it's amazing because I'm starting to see it. It's not just with you. If you look around, there's people starting to pop up all over the place that people
everywhere
to, and they're like, wait, where have you been? Where have you been? I thought they were. Nope. So hashtags right now are everything. Quality people like yourself are everything. So
thank you. I love what you said. I love what you said about our kids watching us do it right, but also watching us mess up sometimes and just watching the process. And that, because again, our kids are just right here as we're trying to juggle. And one thing I do want to let your viewers know is that, I do mess up and my kids do see. Even today, earlier today, I was my homeschooling my son Kingston, and he had a meeting with his teacher, and he all of a sudden it was time to do his class, and of course he's starving in that moment, like, I can't do it because I'm starving. And I'm just like, what do you mean you're starving? You just had breakfast. But I'm like, we're already 2 minutes late. Get on this thing and do your homeschool. And he's like, but I'm starving. And all of a sudden tears. And I just put the computer down because I was also trying to do a million other things. And my husband had this meeting. And so I just put the computer down and I'm like, forget it. We're not doing school then. I'm just, forget it. And I'm just like, forget it. And I was like, and you know what else, Kingston? I was like, you can make your food and you can pay the bills and I said all these things. And I was like, since you don't need school, you can take care of yourself then. And he's like, no.
Right. What does she mean? You know what? We've kind of, as crazy as it sounds, I do consider myself an educator, and I wouldn't disrespect my wife and with her, how she, in her capacity. But, with my daughter, once they both go into class, I may have some meetings as well. And then I'm just like, Kristin, I heard you before. I feel terrible about this screen time. I feel awful about screen time that my 2-year-old is getting. But he's in love with learning. Thank the heavens. He loves to learn. He loves his numbers. Her name is Monica. Monica J. Sutton is her name. Do you know who Monica is? She's on YouTube, Monica J. Sutton, and she does these daily, like 15 to 20 minute moments where she teaches. So she has a letter of the day.
Okay. We watch Sesame Street a lot, and they have the letter of the days, but I don't know. I'll check out Monica.
She's really good. She's really, really good. But there's an ecosystem starting to happen here. I'm going to be honest with you. I know that every industry is taking a hit, but we really, really starting to get comfortable with the idea of our daughter being home and being really engaged into what she wants to entertain. She wants to do that, not just dance or sing, whatever, or act. She wants to get into that world. And after she's done with her work, we're now requiring her to go above and beyond. So she's dancing, and she's got to give us one piece of Black art every day. She's got to give us the piece, you know,
Wow.
who created the piece, as well as we even do a scene now. So she'll have to find a scene from her favorite show or movie, and she's got to take, you know, so we're really, and I'm like, wow, can you imagine what that would look like if she was able to be thrown into this world, not just full time, but with us here? So
Are
my
you
mind,
afterwards?
look, with Breakthrough, think about it. Think about it.
You have more patience. Well, actually, my kids are younger, so I need to give myself grace. But that is amazing. You guys are
I love it. Listen, Kristin, I am the most extroverted introvert you'll ever meet. I love being in the house. I'm an old man. I drink ginger ale and watch CNN. So
yeah,
I'm just
yeah.
an old dude. I'm just an old dude, and the idea of being around I'm spoiled.
Yeah.
I know you're super busy, and I'm super busy too. I'm spoiled. I really enjoy them being. I would like a date with my wife. I really would.
Yes, yes, yes.
I really
For
would.
sure.
Maybe you and I can sit and do maybe a little side business, maybe an LLC, where we can find out a way to put together a network of antibodied moms who would drive around and babysit for 3 hours so people can just.
Seriously, I know. The date, yeah, we definitely need a date for sure. But yeah, I don't know. The quality time. My husband and I were Josiah and I we're talking about. You know, it is really not, as crazy as they're driving us. It is really amazing to be here with our children and to have the gift of actually being able to work from home in our computers. So it's ultimately just counting your blessings and making the most of it. But I did apologize to my son though, because I did lose my patience and I did get a little crazy. And I said, Kingston, Mommy, sorry for losing your patience. And he said, I forgive you. And then we hugged it out. But even that, like, it's the good, the bad, and the messy right now. And, you know, we're all in it together.
It's the truth. Yeah, I went off on my daughter the other day about something. I'm pretty sure. 9:30 is a check. It's checking. Get on Zoom and check in right now. And she said, Dad, you don't have like check until 11:30. I'm just like, well, I'm sorry, man. So don't worry about it. And put the cover back overhead. But I think are you guys finding time? Are you making that time for yourselves?
Yeah, like me and Josiah?
Yeah.
I mean, definitely. We have like, okay, so my sister does come over, you know, she does. And so, you know, okay, you have to decide who you're going to let in your quarantine circle. My sister comes over and she babysits from time to time, and we do go for our walks around the block, and we make sure we get our time to do and say and talk about and have our time. Because if we don't, I mean, the ship's gonna sink. If we don't stay tight, then this whole crazy circus is gonna fall apart. So yeah, we do make it a priority.
So you just made up a new quarantine. You just made up a new hashtag. Hashtag quarantine circle. Quarantine. Yeah, but for us, it's kind of beating us up a little bit because it's, you know, when Monday hits, when Sunday night hits. So for us, we're not really finding the time. We're kind of making it. So our 2-year-old doesn't get into bed at 8 o'clock. He's 9:15. Now he's a Terminator, 9:30. So they kind of get into bed at the same time. By the time you wind down, get your dessert, you know, whatever it is you have, it's 10 o'clock already. Yeah. And you need an hour to watch a movie, an hour and a half.
I know.
And next thing you know, it's 12:15. Now, like I said, I'm an old man. I'm generally in the bed in the, you know, the regular world at 9:30.
Yeah.
So we stand up late like that. But the cool thing is though, we're able to get up at 8:30 as opposed to the 6s and the 30s. So that's cool. That's cool. So I have this segment that I do all the time. It's called Flowers. I've already given them to you. We've got a minute. They're called Flowers. Now, the vernacular for flowers is basically saying you want to show love to someone. You know, you want to give them their flowers while they can still smell them. Flowers. Oh, so I want to give you your flowers. Just hearing how you appreciate, respect, and love your king. How you are able to say I'm sorry to a child, because that's not regular. People don't do that. I'm the parent, and that's what it is. If I messed up, then I forgot about something else. You had it coming to you. So seeing how you get down, seeing how you started the new company, it's taken off, the people's lives that you're blessing, staying true to your spirit and your creator, while allowing your crazy husband to think that he was interrupting a live broadcast, and even taking time out of your busy schedule with CBS L.A. to come out and do a spot for Breakthrough Sports, which gives us, that's done major things for us, having that on our website and shining a light on that. So it kind of feels like we're kind of first to the party in our hours for being virtual teachers in that sport realm. So
yeah, you're really good start. Really.
I want to give you your flowers. You're amazing. You're amazing. You're amazing. I appreciate you. You're awesome. I will chop this up and make sure you have it, for your viewing pleasure or whatever you want to do for your content as well. But the world needs to know who Kristin Smith is. Mover, shaker, mom, hooper, innovator, believer. You're amazing. Thank you.
Thank you. This has been so amazing. Thank you for having me. And honestly, I'm super humbled by everything you just said. And I'm super encouraged also. Yeah, I am doing all right. So
yeah, you are. You're doing awesome.
Time. I appreciate it. This has been awesome.
I'll see you soon. Thank you again.
See you soon. Bye. Say hi to your family for me.
Absolutely. Slap your sign in the back of the head for me.
Okay.
All right.
I'll do something like that.
Sounds good.
Okay. Bye.